The latest team news as Chelsea face Aston Villa on Boxing Day. Chelsea face Aston Villa on Boxing Day in the Premier League and have several absentees as they search for 3 points. The Blues go into the match off the back of a 2-0 victory against Brentford in the Carabao Cup, after picking up a point in a 0-0 draw at Wolves. Here is the latest Chelsea team news before going into the match. Thomas Tuchel's side have been forced to play 3 matches in under a week, and the squad has been littered with coronavirus issues as well as several injuries. Jude Bell, Harvey, Vale and Xavi Simons were all handed first-team debuts against the Bees in midweek and could feature in the squad again. Callum Hudson-Odoi and Romelu Lukaku both returned to training after testing positive for COVID-19 and having to isolate, whilst Andreas Christensen also returned to training after an injury setback. Jorginho and N'Golo Kante are set to come back in after being rested against Brentford, along with Antonio Rudiger and Thiago Silva. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kai Havertz will miss the game due to coronavirus, whilst Hakim Ziyech remains a doubt with a calf injury. Chelsea considering left-back option in January but remain eager for Chilwell to return quickly. Chelsea are keeping their eyes on several left-backs across Europe this January transfer window while they wait for Ben Chilwell to return from injury, but they would rather the Englishman returns quickly, according to reports. The 25-year-old injured his ACL in his side's 4-0 thrashing of Juventus and was expected to be out for close to the rest of the season. However, it was later revealed that it was merely a partial injury and the left-back would be expected to return in January. As reported by The Athletic, Chelsea are looking at possible options at left-back to fill in while Chilwell is out of action. However, the report states that Tuchel is holding off on watching the market too closely since he would rather have a fit Chilwell back as soon as possible. The English defender supposedly began some light running in mid-December, as was always the plan, to see how his knee would react to running. The report also states that it could take a few weeks into January before the club know what to do, which means they are going to have to make some hard decisions fast while they assess the situation. The Blues had previously been linked with Everton left-back Lucas Digne, who has reportedly fallen out with manager Rafa Benitez. While the West London side relies solely on the talents of Marcos Alonso at the moment, Digne may be a good option to reinforce their side on the left. Midfielder Saul Niguez was also forced at one point to fill in at left-back while Alonso recovered from some slight discomfort. Adding to this, the uncertainty of COVID-19 means any player could be out of squad at any point at this rate. Why Harvey Vales' contract extension talks with Chelsea have stalled. The reason for Harvey Vales' Chelsea contract talks stalling has been revealed after the youngster made his debut for the Blues, according to reports. The 18-year-old was impressive against Brentford in the Carabao Cup quarter-final as Chelsea progressed to the next round. However, he is yet to put pen to paper on a new deal, and the reason for this, as per The Athletic, is due to the ongoing health concerns at the club. This comes after previous reports stating that contract negotiations were underway, as initial offers were discussed, but go on to clarify that neither side are in a rush to finalize terms. The talented youngster has 18 months left on his current deal, but the Blues are keen to tie him up to ensure that they do not lose another promising prospect after Marc Guehi and Tino Livramento both departed the club at the beginning of the season. It was thought that with Chelsea's forwards returning from injury, Vale was likely to step back down and stop training with the first-team squad. However, the opposite has happened and he has made his debut for the club along with his fellow academy graduates Jude Bell and Xavi Simons. Chelsea have faced a COVID-19 crisis at the club with several players testing positive for coronavirus and have recently shut down the academy building to stop the virus spreading. Therefore, talks have not been able to resume in person regarding his contract extension, but there is no need to worry about the future of the youngster. Chelsea ace Christian Pulisic names the best player in the Premier League this season and reveals his toughest opponent. Pulisic is enjoying his third campaign in the English top flight and reckons Manchester United hero Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player he has faced since arriving at Stamford Bridge. But the USA international has hailed Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah as the best player in the Premier League this year, after the Egyptian enjoyed a record-breaking run of form at Anfield. Salah has scored 22 goals in 24 games this season to help Liverpool climb to second in the Premier League table and cruise into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Asked to name the best player in the Premier League this season, Pulisic told Amazon Prime, "I think if you're looking at our team, there's been some incredible performances. You look at Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. But it's hard to argue you with Mohamed Salah and what he's accomplished. He's a top guy too." On the best player he has faced in the Premier League, Pulisic added, "It's hard to argue against Cristiano Ronaldo, but there's a lot of top players. He's one of the best to do it, but there's so many." Pulisic was reunited with Thomas Tuchel when the German boss took over from Frank Lampard at Chelsea in January 2021. Under Tuchel, Chelsea won the Champions League last season, reached the final of the FA Cup and secured a top-4 finish in the Premier League. "It's been great," Pulisic said. "I've obviously played with Tuchel quite a lot, first at Dortmund and now here. He's built a really strong team here, so it's great." Aston Villa boss and Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard hails Chelsea star Mason Mount. Aston Villa manager and Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard says he has been following Mason Mount's progress and is a massive fan of the Chelsea and England midfielder. Mount has been a mainstay in Chelsea's team over the past 3 seasons, racking up 130 appearances for the Blues and helping the club win the Champions League back in May. The 22-year-old endured an underwhelming start to the 2021-22 campaign, going 15 games for club and country without a goal, but a hat-trick against Norwich City in October sparked his season into life, and goals against Watford, West Ham, Leeds United and Everton followed. Mount will hope to maintain his goal-scoring streak when Chelsea travel to Birmingham on Boxing Day, and Aston Villa boss Gerrard is more than aware of his threat. "I've watched his progress, of course I have," Gerrard said at his pre-match press conference. "He's a big talent for the country. I'm a massive fan of Mason. He plays with a smile on his face. He can create, he can score, and he's already a European Cup winner, so I don't think he needs the likes of myself to big him up or praise him. But I must say I'm a fan. I just hope he doesn't have such a strong performance at the weekend." Chelsea head into the festive period sitting third in the Premier League, 6 points behind defending champions Manchester City after drawing their last 2 games. Villa, meanwhile, are 10th, having pulled away from the relegation zone since Gerrard left Rangers to replace Dean Smith as manager. Paul Parker believes Chelsea star Antonio Rudiger would improve Man United. Paul Parker believes Antonio Rudiger would be absolutely perfect for Manchester United, but any move to Old Trafford is ambitious. The Chelsea defender is out of contract at the end of the season and is yet to commit his future to the club. Rudiger is attracting interest from a host of European clubs, with United also linked with showing interest in the talented German who has been one of the standout performers for the Blues this season. Former Red Devil Parker reckons a partnership alongside Raphael Varane would be beneficial, but moving to Old Trafford would take a lot of work from his side to get the club challenging for trophies once more. If he was to stay at Chelsea, he's very influential and the fans idolize him, Parker told betting expert. To come to Manchester United, I would say that is ambitious. I would understand why he would want to, and I think he would make a difference. If you had him next to Varane, what a difference you're talking about. Good pace, and you're talking about someone who's won a World Cup, Champions League, and then you've got a centre-half, who in the old-school way of talking is actually a leader. He actually shouts and screams, bosses people about, dictates the people. When people aren't doing it, he tells them because he doesn't make that many mistakes himself. He keeps things simple. He'd be absolutely perfect. It all depends on him being ambitious. Does he want to go to Manchester United and be the difference maker at the back? I'm the one that took them forward, and all of a sudden the momentum started and they started winning games, and 2 years down the line, they go on and win a Premier League, and everyone says he's the signing that made the difference because the backline was poor. Then I would certainly get that. Chelsea will hope Rudiger makes a
That is all Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.